Guys, we're going to begin Act 4, Scene 3 today. So, in this act, or in this scene, Juliet is in her chamber, so she's in her bedroom, and recall that the friar said she must sleep alone. Because what is she planning on doing tonight? Yep, she's planning on taking the sleeping potion. So, as she's in her chamber, Juliet is with the nurse, and let's see what she says in order to remain alone. Let's start.
Aye, those attires are best. But, gentle nurse, I pray thee leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which, well thou knowest, is cross and full of sin.
Okay, so here Juliet tells the nurse that she wants to be alone because she has to say some prayers for being a disobedient daughter, for also, obviously, the nurse also knows that she married Romeo without her parents' consent. So this is a good way of getting the nurse out of her bedroom by saying, hey, I want to be alone. I want to say some prayers. I've been a sinful daughter, a sinful person. So upon these words, Lady Capulet enters. Now remember, when Juliet was scolded by her father, she turned to her mother, as the last, and kind of turned to her and said, please, Mom, like, help me. Maybe you can postpone this wedding. And her mom pretty much left the scene, did not come to the rescue of Juliet. So let's see how she acts in this scene.
What, are you busy, Ho? Need you my help?
No, madam, we have culled such necessaries as are behoveful for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me now be left alone, and let the nurse this night sit up with you, for I'm sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell.
Okay, so Lady Capulet leaves. So here, different producers play Lady Capulet in different fashions. I want you to think about, how would you play Lady Capulet here? Would she be this loving and concerned mother? Or would she still be this distant woman who is kind of cold toward Juliet? But Juliet again, says, no, madam, we have culled such necessaries as are behoveful for our state tomorrow. So again, we've gotten everything ready. Please leave me alone. Take the nurse with you. Let her sit up with you. She's trying to reassure her mom that she's going to be just fine. Okay, so they exit the scene. Now, in this next soliloquy, spoken by Juliet, she's alone on stage. She's going to take this vial into her hand, and she's going to ruminate on all of her fears before taking this sleeping potion. Because you think about how potent this potion is. It literally is going to make her have no pulse. It's going to make her appear dead. So as we are listening to Juliet's speech here, I want you to number off all the fears she has, and then you're going to put those in your notes. What fears does she think about before she takes this potion down? Okay, are you ready?
God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse? What?
Okay, so for a moment, Juliet, is telling us how fearful she is, and she calls the nurse back, like, nurse, maybe I should call her back, maybe she can help. Okay, so you're going to see she's experiencing a couple different emotions here, but obviously she doesn't call the nurse back.
Should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, vial. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning?
Okay, there's our first one. All right, so what I would do, if you are one who's like taking notes, I would maybe put like first fear, and then let's do the first one together. What if this potion does not work? So that's her first fear. What if it doesn't work at all? Okay, am I going to be married to Paris tomorrow? All right, so let's keep reading.
No, no, this shall forbid it. Lie thou there.
Okay, so what is her backup plan if this potion doesn't work? If you look here, it says laying down her dagger. So what is she planning on doing? Yep, she will commit suicide if this potion does not work. Okay.
What if it be a poison which the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead?
Okay. Second fear. Look at this. What if it be a poison? Okay, so I would put second fear. What if the friar is trying to poison me? Okay, think about that. Why would the friar try to poison her? As an audience member, that's a reasonable, kind of logical opinion to have. Why would the friar maybe try to poison her? Do you guys trust him? I do. I think he's a genuine guy, but why might she think that? Think about it. He did not turn to her parents and inform them, divulge how he married Romeo and Juliet. He didn't even turn to them to ask if that was okay. He didn't ask for permission. So there's a lot at stake for the friar now. He's invested so much into Romeo and Juliet's relationship. There could be some consequences. So that's her second fear. What if the friar is trying to poison me? Okay, so let's keep moving here. I'm going to save this. All right. And we will keep on going. Okay.
Lest in this marriage he should be dishonored, because he married me before to Romeo. I fear it is, and yet methinks it should not, for he hath still been tried a holy man. How if, when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point.
Okay, so what if I wake up, okay, before Romeo comes to bring me to Mantua? Okay, so third fear. Okay, oops, sorry. Whoopie daisy. Okay, so what if I wake up before Romeo arrives? Okay, but within this fear, okay, she's going to list something that might happen if she's alone in the vault when she wakes up and Romeo is not there. So let's pay attention in this next section, what she thinks might happen if she wakes up and Romeo is not there.
Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes?
Okay. Shall I not then be stifled? If you look, that means suffocated. So she thinks that she obviously is going to suffocate in there. All right? She's saying, look at, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled before my Romeo comes? Okay. But let's say she doesn't suffocate and she's still in the vault alone. What are some other fears she has?
Or, if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle, where for these many 100 years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours in the night spirits resort. Alack, alack, is it not like that I, so early waking, what with loathsome smells, and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth, that living mortals hearing them run mad? Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefather's joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud. And in this rage, with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look! Methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking out Romeo, that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, I come. This do I drink to thee.
Okay, so let's go back and look at some more of her fears. So if she does wake up and Romeo is not there, one fear is that she might suffocate. So if we go through here, she's looking then, or if I wake, shall I not be distraught, surrounded with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefather's joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club dash out my desperate brains? So she's afraid that she might go crazy. She might go mad and bash her own brains out. With what? With a relative's bones. So there's another fear, okay? And then if you look here to the side, it tells us a little bit about what it means when it says shrieks like mandrakes. Okay, it says a mandrake is a hallucinogenic plant whose roots resemble a human body. According to folklore, the plant screamed when pulled out of the ground. And apparently, if you heard that scream, it signaled death. Okay, hold on one second. And I want you to think about when in these last few lines does she finally take the potion? What is the last image that pops into her head that pretty much spurs her to take this potion immediately? So let's look. It says, "Methink I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, Romeo, Romeo!" And then she says, "Here's a drink. I drink to thee." So what did she, I guess, see? Like, what did she envision? Well, she envisioned her dead cousin seeking revenge on Romeo, and that's what pretty much drives her to take that potion right away. Okay, so she takes the potion. So if we look at all these fears, if you scroll back up and you look at your notes, first fear, she wakes up before Romeo is there. Or sorry, first fear is, hey, this potion's not going to work. Second fear is, hey, what if the friar's trying to poison me? Third fear, what if I wake up and Romeo is not in the tomb and I suffocate to death? Fourth, what if I go mad and bash my brains out? Then she sees Tybalt's seeking revenge on Romeo, and that's when she drinks the potion. Okay, so we're going to move on to scene 4. All right.